The 1980s were a golden era for WWE, a time when the wrestling world experienced massive changes and unforgettable moments. Join us as we dive into the highlights that made this decade so legendary. In the 80s, the WWE grew from a regional wrestling promotion into a global phenomenon. Vince McMahon Jr. took charge, bringing his unique vision to life. Led by icons like Hulk Hogan, WWE entered a boom period that set the stage for what wrestling would become. Back then, the championships had an air of prestige. WWE had only 3 major titles: the WWE Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, and the Tag Team Championship. Fewer titles meant holding one truly defined a wrestler's career. With legends like Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat battling over the Intercontinental title, every championship felt significant. These titles weren't just props. They told stories, building stars, and fueling rivalries that had fans on the edge of their seats. In the 1980s, turning from hero to villain, or vice versa, was a huge deal. Wrestling fans were stunned when their favorites switched sides. The shocking heel turns of legends like Andre the Giant and Randy Savage are still talked about today. Without social media spoilers or constant news leaks, these heel and face turns left fans genuinely surprised, leading to unforgettable moments in the ring. Today, WWE has monthly pay-per-view events, but back in the 80s, there were only 4 a year. Fewer events made each one feel monumental. With legends like Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper headlining, fans knew these were must-watch spectacles. Each PPV was packed with memorable matches and high-stakes storylines, making every fan feel like they were witnessing something historic. In the 80s, gimmick matches like steel cage matches were reserved for big-time feuds. When a rivalry reached its boiling point, a steel cage match was often the answer. These matches felt special and carried real significance. Fans couldn't wait to see who would emerge victorious. Tag team wrestling in the 80s was top-notch, with teams like the Hart Foundation, the British Bulldogs, and the Rockers tearing it up in the ring. Each team had its unique style, creating intense rivalries and unforgettable moments. These teams didn't just entertain. They also produced future solo stars like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, who would go on to define the next generation of WWE. WWE knew how to incorporate celebrities. WrestleMania was a massive success thanks to stars like Mr. T, Cyndi Lauper, and Muhammad Ali. These celebrity appearances helped WWE go mainstream, bringing in new fans and making WrestleMania the grand spectacle it is today. With Hulk Hogan as its face, WWE became a household name. Hogan transcended wrestling, appearing in movies, TV shows, and commercials. WWE wasn't just wrestling, it was pop culture. Whether you were a fan or not, chances are you knew about Hulk Hogan and the larger-than-life characters WWE was producing. Back then, WWE took its time telling stories. Take the Mega Powers storyline. Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage started as allies, but after months of tension, they exploded into one of the biggest feuds of the era. This patient storytelling made the climax at WrestleMania 5 feel like a true payoff, leaving fans deeply invested in every twist and turn. In the 80s, kayfabe, the belief that wrestling was real, was still intact. Wrestlers stayed in character on and off screen, adding to the magic. Wrestlers lived their personas, and fans bought into it, creating an immersive experience that's difficult to replicate in today's era. The 1980s were defined by stars like Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, and Macho Man Randy Savage. These weren't just wrestlers. They were legends. With their unique traits and over-the-top personalities, these characters captured fans' imaginations, bringing WWE to unparalleled heights. So, those were the best things about WWE in the 1980s. The legacy of this era lives on, reminding us why we fell in love with wrestling in the first place. Let us know your favorite 80s WWE moments in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more wrestling nostalgia.